Guten Morgen, muchachos. Welcome back to Football Digest Daily. My name is Yash the Jabroni Slayer. Done with match week 16 of the Premier League. And what a match it could have been. But what a match week it was, nonetheless, right? Could have been because Arsenal were on the verge of dropping points against Wolves. So it seemed. Well, until they got a last-minute winner. Now, Arsenal in match week 15 suffered or succumbed from a last-minute winner. This time round, they were them getting a last-minute winner. It was not even scored by an Arsenal player. It was scored by Wolves. Mosquera Aston. This Mosquera is the same guy who grabbed Jesus' ass cheek, one of it, last season, but if I'm not wrong. You cannot do that to God's son and get away with it, boy. You cannot do that. So this time around, he nodded in an own goal in the dying minutes. I think 4 minutes of the 6 that was added on, or was it 5? To give an Arsenal a 2-1 lead in a game that Arsenal are really, really diabolically poor. Arsenal are poor, blunt, predictable, obvious, lethargic. It's just poor. When you consider Arsenal the top team, we're up against the most bottom side. I mean, you expected a beatdown. We expected a beatdown. I expected a beatdown. It was nothing but a beatdown. It was anything but a beatdown. It was terrible. And of course, I was doing a TikTok live of this match, and boy, my God, I was so bored. Like the first half, 0-0, no shots on target. Arsenal had their first shot on target in the 68th minute. Insane when you think about it. And when we scored the first goal, it was not even we who scored. It was a corner kick by Bukayo Saka. Hit the post, hit Sam Johnston's back, and went to the net. It's like reminiscent of the Aston Villa goal scored by who? Was it Jorginho? He hit a shot. I think it hit the crossbar, and then hit Emi Martinez's back and went in. And that was a goal, of course. And that's how it happened this time around. That's how Arsenal got their first goal. And then Arsenal did not do much to get a second. We were not even pressing Wolves. And somehow Wolves got themselves back. The only shot that they had was a goal. And they scored from open play, bro. They scored from open play. Against us, Tolu Arokodare. Some tall dude, man. Came in, out-jumped in KPL, got in a header, and it's 1-1, I think the 84th minute. I'm like, oh my God. In fact, if you watch all the fan reactions, the ones I did, the ones done by other people, you'll see all of them insisting that the guys need to press. They were not pressing Wolves, bro. Like, this is the Premier League. Like, you're not guaranteed of 3 points here, bro. If you're not pressing these guys, they'll get something. They can get something, and they did get something. And I don't know, maybe these guys underestimated Wolves, or they were just, I don't know what it is, because Wolves went to Villa Park, Aston Villa, who are doing quite well, by the way, and they lost only 1-0. So if you underestimate these guys, bro, you're going to be in for a long one. And I don't know if you are thinking like, oh, Manchester United put 4 past them, so you might do the same, or some, I don't know. So they did not press the match. Good cross, I think, by Bellegarde, and then Tolu Arokodare put it 1-1, and everybody was gobsmacked. I was gobsmacked. I could not believe what I was watching. Honestly, I could not believe what I was watching. And luckily for us, Yason Mosquera did the thing for us. And, he scored the equalizer. No, he scored the second goal to give us a 2-1 lead. And we held on and we got 3 points in the bag. I'll be honest. And people are looking at it in very different ways. There are some Arsenal fans will be looking at it thinking, oh, you are so poor. If that's how we're going to play, we cannot win the league. Oh, so others will be like, oh, that's the champion spirit. Even when you're not playing well, you get all the 3 points. So there's a different way of looking at this. I choose to look at it from the positive side. We did not play well. We got all the 3 points. That's what you're supposed to do when you're in contention for the league. Win the game. 3 points. Hizi zingine tutangalia baadaye. Right? So if you win the game, that's fine. Then you can look at the other things later. Now the boys get a whole week of rest, and then we go again against Everton. Now that's going to be a good one, because it's one of these. It's either cracks that are showing, or it's the champion spirit of getting lucky sometimes. It's going to be a very good test against Everton at Hill Dinkinson. Obviously, Arteta was not happy about that. If you watch his post-match conference, he was talking about some useless mistakes and some poor defending. He was clearly not excited. If you watched clips that was doing rounds, could show Declan Rice was not happy as well. Basically, the boys were not happy, and it was more of a relief for Arsenal than anything else. Exactly. So, it's a long way to go, of course, and you can look at it in different ways, like I mentioned. I mean, I can come here and say, if you look at how Man City played against Leeds United, you would say that does not look like a team that is going to be contending for the league, because they were 2-0 up at home against Leeds United, and they were on the ropes until they got the winner. But they won the game. And that's the most important thing. If you look at Manchester City, they backed that up with a 5-4 win at Craven Cottage against Fulham. They were 5-1 ahead. They conceded 3 goals to make it 5-4. almost hanging on. So what is it? Is it a problem when Arsenal scraps a win against Wolves, or is it okay for Manchester City when they concede 6 goals in 2 games and they win both matches? The 2 teams won the matches, but everybody's talking about how Arsenal, this is worrying for them, but nobody's talking about how it's worrying for Manchester City to do that in 2 games back to back. Or is it because it's Arsenal's league to win or to lose, and Man City have been there before, so they can walk away with almost anything, even when they're not playing well? I don't understand. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's 2 ways to look at it. Depends on how you look at it. All right? So I choose to look on the positive side, where we were lucky, and I think we dust ourselves up, rest for a week, and then we go again against Everton, and of course we get into the festive season period, which is a bit crazy. So a lot of things, man. But yeah, we were not good in that game, not gonna lie. We'll be talking, of course, about that and more on the Extra Digest podcast, as well as the Gunners Digest or Gunners Digest podcast. That was on Saturday, the late kickoff. Before that, we had Chelsea up against Wolves. No, Chelsea up against Everton. Chelsea, they were really good. They were quite pacey in their attacks that they scored the goals. Good goal by Cole Palmer, who's back, started and scored a goal. Malo Gusto as well, assisted by Pedro Neto. Good goals as well. Liverpool up against Brighton. Liverpool at some point in time were hanging on, but they did hang on. And they scored 2 goals. Hugo Ekitike with a brace. You know, the more you see that guy scoring, the more you start wondering, like, did they really need the other guy? You know, but yeah, it's for their own business. Maybe they did need him. Time will tell on this one. But Hugo Ekitike as well, just racking up goals after goals after goals. He knows how to score them, no lie. So Liverpool held on, and Brighton, they tried, they halved and puffed, but could not break down Liverpool. And I felt like maybe Danny Welbeck should have started that game. Maybe could have been a bit different. And that's just what's up. The other one was, I think, Burnley versus Fulham. And, you know, Fulham won that game 3-2, some good goals as well. On Sundays, when you had a plethora of fixtures, we had Aston Villa up against West Ham. Aston Villa now have, I think, 9 wins in a row in the Prem. They are very much in form. They are the most informed team in the Premier League as we speak. They are really good. And now I think they have what? Is it 33 points? Man City are playing against, Man City are playing against Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park, and I'm starting to see a trend here. Every time Crystal Palace play a Conference League match or a European tie, they always perform poorly in the next phase, in the next Premier League match. Yeah, they were diabolical. Yesterday, they got beat 3-0. Haaland with the brace, Foden with the goal. Foden is back. But I'm going to be honest with you. Man City are starting to look like the Man City of the old, where they start racking up wins and they just keep grinding them up and grinding them up and grinding them up. Where the team that is at the top, if you make any mistake, bro, they ain't gonna stop. Foden is back to scoring goals now. Now that is a problem, because it's him and Haaland who are scoring goals. When you look at the team that is at the top of the table, not so many people are scoring goals. Well, Saka tried, and Saka, honestly, he did try, because those are the games where you want Saka to take the bull by its own, take the game with the scruff of its neck and do something. And he did something, right? But these are the guys. Gyökeres, no goals. Martinelli, no goals. The attacking midfielders, because it's Eze and Odegaard, no goals. Even the set piece goals are drying up now. So when you look at that, and you look at Manchester City, yo, the Blue Sharks are coming, bro, and it's not looking good, man. This is a point where, like we said earlier on, there is no margin of error for Arsenal moving forward. You cannot afford to make a mistake. So, Man City, man, grinding out a 3-0 win at Selhurst Park, I didn't see it coming, bro. I actually thought it was going to be a tough match. Turns out it was anything but, if the scoreline is anything to go by. So, it's looking good for Manchester City, and maybe not so good for Arsenal, but, you know, we all rest for a week. But Man United were playing tonight against Bournemouth. That's going to be a good fixture. That's going to be a good tie. So, yo, that's how the cookie crumbled in the Premier League. The other one, I think, was Brentford versus Leeds. Nothing much to talk about really there. Brentford, I think they drew 1-0 or something. The other one was Nottingham Forest up against Tottenham at the same time, I think 5 p.m. on Sunday. And Tottenham, bro. Tottenham are just one funny club, bro. Honestly, I'm not going to lie. They got beat 3-0 by Nottingham Forest. If you watch some of the goals that they conceded, laughable, diabolical, comical. Not going to lie. I don't know what's going on over there, but it's not looking good. It's not looking good. They go out to draw with Newcastle. You know, Tottenham, I keep saying this, they're the epitome of blowing hot and cold. Like, I don't know what the fuck they were thinking, bro. Some of the goals they conceded, especially the first two. But anyway, that's a Spurs thing, being super Spursy, not gonna lie. In the Kenya Premier League, there was one thing that caught my eye, and that was the Super Cup game against Tusker. There was a goal that we scored, Sisi Kama Tusker, and the goalkeeping was kind of wanting, bro. And honestly, I'm looking at some of the goals that are being considered by goalkeepers in the Kenya Premier League, and they are not looking good, boy. They are not looking good, man, not gonna lie. Like, when you consider the allegations that we keep hearing about match fixing, and then you see how some goalkeepers are conceding some goals. Bro, if you have a case against match fixing and then you bring out those two examples, you have no case, bro. It's dead as a dodo. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. But anyway, Tusker, we won. And it's good for us, but my God, that was bad. It's not helping the match fixing allegations in this country. It's not at all. It was terrible. But yeah, that's how the cookie crumbled. We rest up for a week now, and then we go again. Match week 17 starts on Saturday. And then, of course, after that, we have the Boxing Day fixture. That's just Newcastle versus Manchester. But speaking of Newcastle, they were playing the Tyneside Derby. I almost forgot this. They were playing the Tyneside Derby against Sunderland, the first one since 2016. And Sunderland won that game, courtesy of an own goal by Nick Voltemada. Like, it's so crazy. And then several things happened. In the scoreboard, Sunderland did not put Newcastle's name. They put visitors. So it was Sunderland 1, visitors 0. They did not even put Newcastle's badge. Gang business. And then after the match, the last time the two teams played were in an FA Cup match where Newcastle took a picture in front of the home crowd, in front of Sunderland's fans. Right? So Sunderland, after they won yesterday, they took a picture again of the same. But now, of course, in front of their own fans. Crazy business. Tyneside Derby was a good fixture, a bit fiery, but not so many goals like you'd expect to see in a derby. But then again, it's a derby. And the whole point is just win the match. Nobody cares how you did it. Ain't nobody going to give a damn about, oh, you just won 1-0. Oh, you should have scored more. Did you win the game? Yes, that's the bottom line. So, a crazy Tyneside Derby, but Sunderland on the winning side, and Sunderland have been the better team this season, so that should not really be a surprise. They were the better team on the day. So, interesting things happening there as far as that derby is concerned. Now, after that, all the African dudes who play in the Garden Premier League, they are gone now. Yesterday was the last time, so I don't think tonight we'll see Mbeumo. I don't think we'll see Amad Diallo. I don't think we'll see Mazraoui for Manchester United. That might be a problem. Yes, so it's going to be interesting because the Africa Cup of Nations kicks off on Sunday. At Morocco, in Morocco. So all the African dudes who play for Sunderland, who play for Bournemouth, who play for City, who play for, Man United, all of them should be gone or should have left yesterday or should be leaving today if they have not left. Yeah, so the Africa Cup of Nations is kicking off and we're going to be waiting to see how exactly this is going to be turning out. It's going to be fantastic, all right? That's the Football Digest Daily for today. There's only one thing left to do. Subscribe to the channel. Oh, and watch out for the Extra Digest podcast and the Gunas Digest podcast dropping later this week. Adios.